because the boxers, the American and European boxers, believe that they were being drugged over there in Germany by the Klitschko brothers. You understand? Okay, I've said my own, but if you make us like take it, but you see, I don't like him going over there to fight. Until he was there fight, and we still won't win. Until Anthony Joshua beats Kubatule, there is no way forward for the heavyweight division. Don't forget, Kubatule has it in mind that Anthony Joshua gave the opportunity to a Mexican to become a heavyweight champion of the world. So he, Kubatule, also wants to answer that to be a heavyweight champion of the world. So he will do everything it takes, and of course, he's older and he has more ring experience than Anthony Joshua to beat Anthony Joshua. Until these two mandatory fights are decided, Emeka, nobody knows where the heavyweight division will head next.
But of course, if I recall, you are telling us about that undisputed championship of the world between Fury and Joshua next year. Well, now the way things are going, it might not eventually even happen from the look of things. But let's wait and see. Thank you so much, Big John, for joining us on the show this afternoon.
Thank you, Emeka, for having me.
All right, Big John Senebo right there, the former heavyweight boxer, now a boxing analyst and the expert, sharing his thoughts about the Deontay Wilder, Dillian White versus Povetkin encounter late last night, of course, which went the way of the Russian Alexander Povetkin. And I see Ghanaman is also trying to join us to share his thoughts. Yes, he's also a very excellent boxing analyst as well. He will be joining us any moment to share his thoughts regarding that fight. Okay, Ghanaman Victor Kwame Sampong, he joins us on the show. I know he's a vocal critic of Dillian White, and no surprise at all that Dillian White lost there for him. Ghanaman, good to have you on the show.
Good afternoon to you, Emeka, and good afternoon to your guys as well.
All right, talk to us.
Well, I've been saying this thing for the past 600 years. That Dillian White is nowhere near being an elite boxer. But unfortunately, people didn't listen to me because he has been feasting on dead bodies. And so he keeps racking up the numbers, and it seems that he's an impressive boxer. But yesterday,
so you call Joseph Parker a dead body?
I didn't think he defeated Joseph Parker.
You call Derek Chisora a dead body. Lucas Brown is a dead body too.
I didn't think he defeated Joseph Parker. I think one more round in that bout, and then Joseph Parker would have put him to pastures anew. But unfortunately, it was only 12 rounds, and then even at that, the referee significantly helped him in the 11th and 12th round. So I saw that fight over and over again. Don't talk about the headbutt Joseph Parker received in the second and third fights, which aided his cause, because ordinarily the judges should have penalized Dillian White for that. But that's not the point. I think yesterday he had a good game plan, but unfortunately again, just like the Big John pointed out, Dillian White was complacent. There's one thing to be confident, and there's one thing to be complacent. After those two knockdowns, I guess he felt he was on top of the world, and then he let his guard down. But then again, the uppercut was already coming. The man was setting him up for the fall. His movement and everything was just that. It was the same thing that happened against David Price 2 years ago. Another Britain that he knocked down. He also got knocked down, and then he got back up and then put David Price to sleep. And I guess Dillian White didn't take note of these happenings before that match.
So going forward, do you think Dillian White can stage a comeback like Joshua did last year in the rematch?
I think he can. He's 8 years younger. Age is on his side. And the only thing is, if the fight wears on longer, because both fighters have shown that they don't have resilience to last that long in the boxing ring. I've seen Dillian White, when he goes to distance, he's always tired and sluggish, and that is why he always gets himself in the good rounds, in the early rounds, with some very good points and very good connections. But once the fight wears on longer than that, then he gets into trouble. It's the same thing too with Alexander Povetkin. He did the same thing against Anthony Joshua in the early rounds. He was fired up and all that, but when he got to the latter stages, in the middle round 6 and 7, and that is when Joshua had to show him who the man was. So I think both fighters have a thing in terms of resilience. They can't go the full haul, and then maybe that is when it will swing either way. So I think he still has a chance if he goes back to the drawing board. Like I said, age is on his side, and he has already shown that he can already take the man out to those two knockdowns. But then again, the experience of Povetkin will always come to play. 38 fights and just 2 defeats to 2 of the best fighters that ever walked the planet, Vladimir Klitschko and of course Anthony Joshua. It's no mean feat. He also has a very good knockout record as well. So I think the fight could go either way, but I will still fancy my chances, because Povetkin going in as the underdog, even in the rematch, would be a good.
Oh, we seem to have lost Ghana man there. I think that's a network issue. Ghana man, are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right. For Dillian White, he had that golden opportunity of facing Tyson Fury for the WBC crown. Has he blown it already? Oh, we seem to have lost Ghana man there. Okay, we'll move on. Maybe he will try to call us back here. But in the meantime, Osas, Dillian White, do you see him eventually bouncing back to reckoning again?
Sure.
It took him 5 years.
5 years since 2017.
2015 when he lost to Joshua.
But
he won 9 consecutive fights. I think 10 in a row. At the end of the day, eventually was beaten black and blue yesterday by Povetkin. Do you think he will bounce back almost immediately?
Definitely. I believe he will bounce back because he should be learning his lessons right now. It's actually true. The both callers said it all. Complacency. He even came out to say that he actually was bossing Alexander Povetkin.
It was obvious.
So that was why he at some point let down his guard. I don't think he was in that particular fight with his mind and soul. He felt he was just going to walk over Povetkin, maybe because of the age difference between the both of them. He's a man that if it were to be from the Nigerian setting, I would have said our village people are at it again, because he has actually struggled to get to this point where he is getting to look at the fact that at one particular point he became the number one challenger and couldn't actually make that elimination bout to fight the WBC champion. I expected that he would have put his entirety into it. But
all right.
Anyway,
sorry to cut you short there. We have been keeping Ghana man on the line already. Ghana man, good to have you back.
Yeah, Emeka.
All right. I was asking before the line went off. Now that White has lost to Povetkin, of course, the game plan was beat Povetkin and face Tyson Fury for the WBC crown. Has he lost that opportunity already?
Well, he was crying for waiting for 1,000 days. I think he should still add to that number because it will be a little bit longer than that right now, because just like the Big John stated, it has changed the whole complexion of everything. Because if he still loses again, then it means that Povetkin, at the right age of 41, will be going for that particular title shot. But in a way, shot himself in the foot. Many people have been complaining that he wasn't given a chance. I think that's a lie. He has been given multiple chances at world title shots, but he chose money over opportunities, and that is why he's where he is. He was given a chance to face Luis Ortiz for the WBC eliminator way back earlier, about two years ago. He turned it down because he felt the money.
Even Joshua gave him another opportunity, but he said the money was too small. Yes.
For a rematch, and he refused. He was also given the same opportunity that Kubra Pulev had, the WBO eliminator. He also turned it down. So multiple times, the man refused to take the world title opportunities, and then he started crying wolf in the wilderness. But unfortunately now, he is now, almost way down the pecking order. He was top 5 before this fight. I'm sure when the latest rankings are released, he will be below the top 5 now, and that will hurt his chances of actually going for a world title shot. But I think he still has age on his side. He's just 32 years. So if he's able to get his act back together, maybe defeat Povetkin by December, when that free match will be on, then he can still start making noise again. But by then, remember, it will still be Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, depending on who defeats each other. And I'm sure either of them would want to go for Anthony Joshua. They would want to go for the juggler at that point in time. And that fight, that super fight, is something that everybody wants to see in the year 2021. I look at the Dillian White now. It means that all the noise he's been making about them wanting to take out Deontay Wilder, it looks like it would have been swing chin music for Dillian White if he had faced Tyson Fury earlier on.
All right, thank you so much, Ghana man, for joining us on the show this afternoon. And of course, he's shared his thoughts right there. Back to you, Osaz. The man Dillian White. Of course, he waited for so long for this opportunity, and he blew it himself. As a matter of fact, how long do you see him getting another opportunity to fight for the heavyweight championship? And I think his target has always been WBC. Maybe he's not interested in IBO, WBA, IBF, and what have you.
Apparently,
because he's been targeting the WBC, and that's what he's been crying about.
For now, the ball has just been moved away from his court. I think the time given now is just there for him to I think work on himself, change his mindset. Is right now with Povetkin, and I just hope by during the rematch he'll be able to put himself together and or how would I put it? Recover that mandate for himself to have a shot at the WBC champion.
All right.
Emeka, really quickly, just to add as regards the WBC issue, I remember sometime last year, Dylan White was going full throttle, full blast on the WBC, saying they have a hand in him not having a title shot, considering the fact that, according to him, he said they want him to just be old, and then to sort of like the word he used was is it he said they wanted to demotivate him. Exactly, that they want him to get old and demotivated before they give him a chance, and right now he has been given that chance, just like Ghana Man stated. I think he was given a shot with that Anthony Joshua issue, but he chose to go for money, saying how can they give Tyson Fury, was it $15 million, and himself I think just like half the price,
£500,000 or something
less than that, and say how can they give Tyson Fury that for, and they'll be giving him
Joshua actually.
How they be giving Joshua. So because of that issue, he did not go for that particular title, and now he's had this chance and he has actually blown it. He knew where he went wrong. After the bout, he said something very crucial, that he has been training for that particular punch. He has been blocking that punch in training. He said he has done it over 100 times, but when he needed it the most, when he needed to do it the most, he was too slow. And of course, Alexander Povetkin just knew how to do it. Something Anthony Joshua said now, speaking after this particular
he was
bout,
ringside there yesterday.
Yeah, he talked about how he felt Dylan White did not take his chances when he had it. He felt there were times when Dylan White should have buried the particular bout in the first 4 rounds. Looking at how Alexander Povetkin was sort of relaxed and he was taking a number of punches, went to the canvas twice. He felt like Dylan White should have capitalized on that.
Finishing off at that point. Just show a lot of aggression.
Joshua said, when I smell blood, I go for it. And it seemed like Dylan White did not want to go for the blood. He should have just gone all out.
By the way, Joshua first knocked down Andy Ruiz in the second round. In the third round, he didn't finish off Andy Ruiz in the first fight. So we can't completely take him for his word.
Going for this, going ahead of that, if the rematch eventually happens, immediately after the bout, the hand said the first thing Dylan White said to him was, "Get me that rematch, get me that rematch," because he wants the rematch. I hope he doesn't make the same mistake. And it's really, really terrible when you see someone who has been building. You've had your eyes set on something for a long time. Sometime last year, he was number 1 on the WBC ranking, was number 1 on the WBA ranking. I think I was number 5 or so. But this guy has quite a number of high rankings. Ghana Man did say that before this particular bout, number 5 on the rankings, he might just be going down the
top 5. Top 5 rather. Number 5. Yeah. He's actually number 1 in WBC before yesterday's fight. I mean,
he's
the interim champion. If anything happens to Tyson Fury, they would have given him the title.
Yeah. So going forward, I think he might just go down the pecking order, but it will be down to the rematch if he's able to learn from his mistakes and find a way to get the better of Alexander Povetkin. But Povetkin played his tactics was spot on, and eventually he got the win. That's what. All right,
Nathaniel. Before we go to the phone lines to hear from the callers out there, they say once beaten, twice shy. He has lost to Povetkin last night, and he's gone in for a rematch. What will a second defeat to Povetkin mean for Dylan White?
Come on, it's finished already. It's finished
end already. Of the career.
Yeah, that's it. Because
end of title hopes.
Yes, like what my colleagues they've said already. They've given him a lot of opportunities, and they have thrown off the carpet. Losing to Povetkin at this particular bout, his ability to recover determines his future. So if he comes back strong and gets the fight off, which I know very well, if he gets the rematch, he will definitely win, because I saw.
You think he will win in the rematch?
Yes,
he will get the rematch. It's in the contract they signed for the fight.
He will win that match, because I saw a lot of positive prospect in him during the fight. Not until he miscalculated the punch. If not, I was even shocked. I was surprised. like just the way
that
Victor
was a
said.
deadly punch.
Come on, yeah.
Good night, Dylan White, and
Yes,
it was
that's
all
it.
over. He couldn't even stand up to be counted or something. Come on,
Emeka,
that was just it.
I don't think even with a defeat to Alexander Povetkin in the rematch, it's going to be over for Dylan White. He's 32 years old. Probably the bout will take place next year. He's born in April, meaning he'll be like 33. There is still
How
possibility.
about our own Samuel Peters?
Yeah.
Different
boxer,
was
different
in his
boxer.
prime when he won the WBC crown. No, back-to-back defeats to the Klitschko brothers, and that was the end of the career. Today he's still boxing, but who is he
no one
fighting?
knows him again.
Who is he fighting again? All right, it's time to go to the phone lines to hear from you. Dylan White surprised everybody by losing in a brutal knockout to Povetkin. Povetkin beat him actually. These British guys, they have a way of putting it the other way.
Yeah.
It's a question of Dylan White lost to Povetkin. Not
Instead of
Povetkin beat Dylan White.
Dylan White.
But let's put it well. Alexander Povetkin knocked out Dylan White yesterday
KO.
night. Yes, exactly. To become the WBC interim champion. But there's a rematch, as a matter of fact. Date not yet announced for that one, but there's a rematch clause there. Remember, Dylan White needed to beat Povetkin yesterday to set up a mouth-watering heavyweight showdown with Tyson Fury for the WBC crown. WBC title holder is Tyson Fury. Of course, he claimed that they've been avoiding him all this while, but he has blown his opportunity. Maybe he will get it, after beating Povetkin in the rematch. That is if he beats Povetkin in the rematch. But let's get to hear from you what you make of that fight last night. Dylan White losing to Alexander Povetkin, who knocked him out brutally in the 5th round of their encounter. I mean, this is the man you knocked down twice, only for you to be knocked out completely in the 5th round right there in London. 0817 0000951 0817 0000951. You can also reach us on the other number, that's 0810 9510 951 0810 9510 951. Alternatively, send us message via Twitter at TodayFM 951. At TodayFM 951 is the handle, and of course you can copy Victor at Victor Oriahi. Yes, at Victor Oriahi on Twitter. We will read your tweets real time here on the show. While we wait for your calls to come through, let's quickly talk tennis on the show this afternoon. Yes, tennis is our next port of call, and we'll go to the United States of America, where things are not going down well with Kei Nishikori. But before Kei Nishikori, let's tell you that Andy Murray gets the smiles on return to ATP Tour action at Western and Southern Open, the Cincinnati Masters, as he claims a 7-6, 3-6, 6-1 victory over Francis Tiafoe, homeboy. Murray had a sound workout after being hit by hip problems before the coronavirus pandemic shut down this sport. Now competing in his 100 Masters 1000 series event at the Western and Southern Open, Murray overcame American wildcard Tiafoe 7-6, 3-6, 6-1. The New York tournament is serving as a warm-up event for players ahead of the US Open, which begins on the 31st of August. Victor Murray is back, and he beat a much younger opponent, Francis Tiafoe, not quite impressively, in 3 sets.
Yeah, but he beat him.
He won. 7-6, 3-6, 6-1.
I think that's what.
Of course, the 3rd set was very impressive, 6-1. Yeah.
I think that's what's most impressive. The fact that Andy Murray somehow got the win. His story has been sort of inspiring, and I'm bothered for him. That's the truth. We saw what happened in the Australian Open. We've seen the injury worries that Andy Murray has had, especially with that hip, his replaced hip. Now you look at the game of tennis as a result of the quick darting runs that they make, the twist and all. It has a way of affecting the hips if care isn't taken. And Andy Murray is one person who has would I say he has been a beneficiary of so much pain from that particular body part, the hips. But for him to win that game 9 months after a layoff, very impressive. He says he has been training. He has been actually focusing more on rehabilitation ahead of the US Open, trying to make sure his hips is strong enough for the US Open. He said that he's doing more of he said he trains just 3 times a week, and other days is more on rehabilitation for just his hips. But seeing that he was able to, it looked like he was free of pains, and apart from even the pains, he did perform well. Like you said, in the third set, 6-1, quite impressive. Francis Tiafoe, I don't know what to say about him. He's one of the few sometimes because like, they'll say next gen, and I wonder are we going to be giving is the future of tennis really bright in the hands of a tennis player like Francis Tiafoe? But for Andy Murray to get the win, quite impressive, and I hope we will be able to go to a considerable level in the US Open. He somehow knows how to do it whenever it is an Olympic year. We saw him do it during the 2012 Olympic. He won the gold medal. 2016 Olympic, he won a gold medal, and in both years he won a Grand Slam. Maybe the Olympic was actually supposed to be this year, but it's moved to be next year. Probably this year or next year we might have Andy Murray just winning yet another Grand Slam to make it for the man.
All right. Andy Murray, he has started well at the Cincinnati Masters. No, is that a sign of good things to come? He says he will play at the US Open next week. Do you see him impressing in the tournament? Knowing fully well that some of the big names are not there. No Nadal, no Federer. Do you see him impressing in the tournament, or is it too early to even call it?
If he keeps the fire burning, definitely he will impress. But I think it's too early to call. And tennis is actually a bit dynamic here. Even if we don't have the big guns right there in the US for the US Open, we've also got good players like Dominic Thiem. We've got Medvedev also. So it's not just going to be a walk in the park for Murray. But the beautiful thing is that the green lights are already there. Let's see what he can do. I think it's a very good opportunity for him to pick up another Grand Slam. Yeah,
an opportunity for him to pick another Grand Slam. Someone that's been away for a very long time. We'll see how that one pans out.
If Murray doesn't get it, and if these next gen somehow let it slip, there's only one pro there, and that is Novak Djokovic.
Yes.
If they let it slip, I mean, there's after Djokovic, Nadal, and Federer. I don't know what will become of tennis, because right now we are going to be having Dominic Thiem. We have Stefanos Tsitsipas, and so Alexander Zverev. Quite a number of these young guys are still very much there. I would have loved to see Nick Kyrgios, but he decided to pull out of the tournament. He wouldn't be going for the UEFA Open. Dan Evans is there, so I expect that somehow these next gens will be able to do something in this particular US Open. Maybe Andy Murray would find a way to upstage one of them, and probably I think getting to the quarterfinals also would be success for me, for Andy Murray.
All right, getting to the quarterfinals will be huge success for Andy Murray. That's according to Victor right here. Let's talk about another player. He's in trouble, I tell you. Japan's Kei Nishikori has tested positive for COVID-19 as we edge closer to the start of the US Open on the 31st of August. The 30-year-old former world number 4 has been staying at the IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida, and pulled out of the upcoming Western and Southern Open. Of course, the tournament is already underway, which is also being played at Flushing Meadows before the Grand Slam. In a statement, Nishikori said, and I quote, "Hi everyone, I have some unfortunate news today. This morning, while still in Florida, I got tested for COVID-19 and tested positive. I will have to pull out of the Cincinnati tournament at this time. Me and my team will get tested again, at which point I will have another update. I am feeling well and have very little symptoms, but will obviously be in complete isolation for the safety of everyone." And that's the fear of many as far as the US Open this year is concerned. The fear of COVID-19. Kei Nishikori, this is the second time he's testing positive. He hasn't even recovered from the first one. He tested tested positive again, and he will be isolated, quarantined for about 10 days or thereabout before the commencement of the tournament. Now, what if it fails to eventually recover on time for the US Open? Will that be a big miss, Nishikori?
Yeah, to be a big miss, and also is going to be a big threat also to the competition, because looking at this situation, this is why I've been calling, this is why I've been shouting, come on, why do they still want to go on with this tournament? We still
Football
have
has
more years.
resumed.
Yeah,
Football is not tennis.
Contact sport has resumed.
Yes, but
these guys are not touching
look
themselves.
at what is going on there. Come on,
Football in the US has resumed.
Yes, we know. I know that very well.
New York is the epicenter of the virus.
It's the epicenter of the virus.
In the
Look
United
at
States.
what's going on. Come on.
Well, Emeka, first of all, I don't think it
right.
would be a big miss for Ken Nishikori.
Okay, he played in the final, lost to Marin Cilic in 2014.
But after that particular time, it's been quarterfinals.
Exactly.
He has gone out of the quarterfinals in the 3 Grand Slams. They are different years. I don't think he's a big miss. He's never won to
quarterfinalist.
Yeah,
that was in 2014. Anyway, he's 31 on the rankings now.
He used to be a perennial top 10 player.
Yeah, he used to.
Then,
That was then.
Yeah, but no Grand Slam.
No Grand Slam.
So I don't think he's a good. I don't think anyone would have said, okay, Ken Nishikori is going to be doing something at the US Open. Is going to be getting the Grand Slam. I don't see him as a potential Grand Slam winner. Just one of those people to fill in the gaps. So I won't say it's going to be a miss, but just like.
But he's a big name player, no doubt.
Yeah, he's a big name player. You know, there's some players that they have the name, but they don't have the trophies.
The likes of David Ferrer those days before he retired.
True. So that is one person. That is Ken Nishikori. But about the COVID-19 situation, I want to. I don't know if I would say probably the ATP isn't handling the issue well. I'm not one of those people that would be saying the US Open should not go ahead as planned. If we've had football resume, we are seeing the NBA resume. I mean, right now we are watching a recap of that game between LA Lakers and Portland Trail Blazers. We've seen the NBA resume in the United States of America. We've seen the MLS resume. I don't think there should be any reason why tennis, which is the original social distancing sport, should not resume. The issue would be with the ATP. We've seen how everything in football, the football community trying to find a way that you do not have contact with the outside world. You are with your team and it is just your team. We're seeing that with the UFC. I expect such to happen when it comes to tennis, that you would not be having contact with these persons. It's probably just you and your team. Now the issues will be, how did Ken Nishikori get the virus? Especially, they should have been. I don't think they should be playing the Cincinnati Masters now. This is just few days to the US Open. We're talking about if you want to quarantine someone, it's a 14-day period. So every other thing that should have been going on.
If you test positive now, you miss the tournament.
Exactly. So that means Ken Nishikori is definitely he most likely will miss the tournament.
He tested positive over there, I think on Friday. Yeah.
Yes, before the Cincinnati.
14 days later, it's not going to make.
No, they are not strict about the 14 days. I think it's 10 days for the players, for the quarantine period.
Well, I certainly believe that they should have ended everything, every preparation tournament to the US Open probably last week, and know that these guys are currently in quarantine and are just training with their trainers. Every single person, you are here because, I mean, we cannot be having this kind of issues few weeks to, or few days, not even weeks anymore, few days to the US Open. And if it happens that we get to see a number of tennis stars get test positive for COVID-19 after the US Open, we're going to be seeing the likes of Nick Kyrgios. They will be firing the ATP so hard that I told you so, it is not safe for us to have this tournament. We're going to be seeing those guys, Rafael Nadal, that decided to opt out. They will be saying, oh, we told you so, but you know they listen. I expect the ATP to find a way. I don't think Cincinnati Masters should go on. I'm still saying it. Just end it.
But it's on already.
Well, I believe it was put there as a warm up.
It's a warm up event for the US Open.
Yes.
Ordinarily, it was supposed to take place in Cincinnati, but they are playing it in New York, in the same venue where the US Open will take place there. Because they don't want the too much traveling and all that. They brought it to US Open venue as it stands right now. But I mean, lots of withdrawals already. You go to the ladies, 6 out of the top 10 female players are all out of the tournament due to fears over COVID-19. And Gabinya Muguruza is even considering pulling out due to injury, as a matter of fact. We've had likes of Elena Svitolina, Kiki Bettins, what's her name? Ashley Barty, Simona Halep, all withdraw from the tournament, including the defending champion, Bianca Andreescu. And we're beginning to wonder what sort of tournament are we going to have. Luckily for us, there is still Serena Williams. She will play. Djokovic will also play. Naomi Osaka is there. So what sort of tournament are we looking at come next week for the US Open, guys?
This is why I said they should just postpone it, push it forward.
They cancel it for this year.
Cancel it for
There's
this
no
season.
Wimbledon this year. Wimbledon will never play this year. They cancelled it already.
The
For the
flair
first
is
time,
dead. There's no flair in this tournament anymore.
The big name
It's
players
gonna be
are
a
all
free
out
stroke to the park for Djokovic. I must say the basic truth. Come on, who wants
will
to stop
shock you.
Djokovic?
But I think the most miss would probably be in the men's play. For the women's play, we know the dynamism of how female tennis is such that you can't even say who is the outright favorite to clinch the title.
But you don't have a lot of
The
those
top
big
stars.
names.
Yeah, but we still have some names that can get you the result, that can give you entertaining entertaining matches. You have Naomi Osaka, you have Sofia Kenin, there is Petra
Coco
Kvitova
Gauff these days.
Coco Gauff, although she got knocked out of that. There's even Carolina Pliskova.
Oh, yeah, she's playing.
Serena Williams is still there. I mean, there are quite a number of players. Madison
But
Keys
it would have been
as
better
well.
if we had Ashley Barty,
Barty,
yeah.
the reigning world number one, and Bianca Andreescu, the defending champion,
It would
Simona
have
Halep,
been-
the world number two.
It would have been better, but I think the major miss would be from the men's part of tennis. But that would now be where
No
I
Roger
expect
Federer, no Rafael Nadal.
I'll be expecting the next gen to give us some entertaining tennis, some entertaining matches. And also I love watching this guy play Nick Kyrgios. I think every single match Nick
With all
Kyrgios
his
plays,
drama.
there's so much drama. He brings so much flair and style to the game of tennis, but unfortunately we won't be having him there. I think that's where the biggest miss would be. But for the female play, we will still be entertained. We will still see some good tennis matches.
All right, let's see how it eventually pans out. Of course, in the coming week, the draws will be made and we'll bring you up to speed. They're bent on going ahead with the tournament, and we'll have to report whatever is happening over there in New York. And of course, the Masters tournament, the Cincinnati Masters, is ongoing. The Western and Southern Open right there, in New York, still ongoing. Let me see if we can serve you some results of matches played already in that one. We already told you Andy Murray did beat Francis Tiafoe to advance to the next round of the competition. He won in 3 sets right there. And later today we have Diego Schwartzman taking on Kasper Ruud there, while Alexander Bublik will be up against Karen Khachanov. And elsewhere, Tennis Sangren will do battle with Lorenzo Sonego, while Alias Bedini will take on Christian Garin. Daniel Evans of the UK will be doing battle with Andrew Rublev. Of course, our own Kevin Anderson yesterday defeated Kyle Edmond of the United Kingdom right there. So those are some of the matches slated for today, and maybe the few results already that we have. Of course, Grigor Dimitrov will also be in action. He plays Ugo Humbert, while John Isner will do battle with Hubert Hookers. Okay, those are some of the select matches right there. Let's see if we can hear from you guys out there before we proceed on the show. Earlier, we brought you reports about Dillian White brutally being knocked out by Alexander Povetkin in their WBC eliminator, as it were. And of course, he's saying he wants a rematch. He was knocked out in the 5th round of that encounter by 41-year-old Alexander Povetkin, who has dashed his hopes or somewhat of fighting against Tyson Fury for the WBC heavyweight title. And of course, we have talked about tennis as well. Kei Nishikori, 2014 finalist, has tested positive again to the coronavirus, to coronavirus, and of course he's been quarantined there. And if he doesn't recover on time, he will be missing the US Open. And for the ladies, lots of withdrawals, like you already know, the likes of Ashley Barty, the Bianca Andreescu, Kiki Bettins, Elena Svitolina, all pulling out of the tournament, including Simona Halep. And we are wondering what the tournament will look like when it commences in 8 days' time. 0817 0000951. 0817 0000951. You can also reach us on the other number 0810 9510 951. 0810 9510 951. Those are the numbers to call, and of course you'll be live on the show this afternoon. And alternatively, you can send us messages via text or WhatsApp to 070 1933 9962. That's 070 1933 9962 for your text as well as your WhatsApp messages sent to that number. And let's see if we can hear from this caller. Hello. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Your name and your location?
My name is Eric. I'm calling from Rumonduro. Happy Sunday.
Eric from Rumonduro. Happy Sunday to you. Welcome to the show. Let's hear you.
Yeah. I'm enjoying your program.
All right. Have your say.
Yeah. No, I just got to comment just to appreciate your program.
If I just package something from house, bring coffee to you one time. I mean, to show love. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Eric, for your appreciation. Yes, I mean, we acknowledge the fact that you love what we are doing here, and we hope you also tell others about it. Tell others about the good news so that they will also tune in and be part of the show. As a matter of fact, so you keep those calls coming through 0817 000951 0810 9510 951. Those are the numbers to call. In the meantime, let's go to the text message and WhatsApp platforms. Victor?
Well, Oscar KG from Port Harcourt says, please ask your colleague what Grand Slam did Andy Murray win in 2012, because I know Federer won the Wimbledon that year. Well, in 2012, it was the US Open that Andy Murray did win. Skipo says, Emeka, if White loses the rematch to Povetkin, then White will join David Hay in compassionate people's home. He went further to say, so if Novak Djokovic wins the US Open, he will be proud of it. He will count it to his number of Grand Slam win. That's not right if it happens. Well, he's going to be doing that. And say, please, has Chelsea confirmed the signing of Kai Havertz? Not yet.
They haven't confirmed. Let's go to the phone line. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon to you. Today's Sports Live. Your name and the location.
Okay, I'm just calling from Port.
Good to have you on the show. Talk to us.
I want to know about Barcelona signing.
Please, we are not talking football yet. Okay? We are talking boxing, tennis for now. There will be time for football. I hope you've been following the show. Have you heard us discuss football here? Eh?
No, I'm just tuning in.
Okay, just tuning in. So you wait for football before you get to know who Barcelona have signed. The Barcelona way they don't scatter finish. Then talk of the side players.
Hands on fire.
All right. Thank you so much for your thoughts. So just keep on listening. We'll talk transfers, plenty of them on the show this afternoon. But in the meantime, we are dwelling on other sports. We've talked about tennis. We equally discussed about boxing, where Dillian White was brutally knocked out this last night by Alexander Povetkin in the 5th round of their WBC title eliminator, as it were. Of course, quite a surprise, shocking defeat there for Dillian White. He says he wants a rematch as far as that one is concerned. And in tennis, Ken Nishikori has tested positive again to coronavirus, and there are fears he could even miss the US Open out there in New York. The Western and Southern Open is underway in New York, and we also brought you some updates from that one. But we want to hear from you. What do you make of what we've discussed so far on the show? The ladies are also in action in the Western and Southern Open. It's not all about the men. It's a male and female event. In the female aspect, we've seen some matches already, and there are so many other matches lined up for today. Okay? So as they progress, we'll be bringing you up to speed with those matches. But in the meantime, let's go back to the phone lines. Hello. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon to you, Mika. How are you doing? And
very well. That sounds like Albert.
Yeah, and yourself. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Albert. Yeah, to be honest, that day I talked about it, about the White, about the fight, but he's going to lose the fight. This time I come to talk, a lot of Christians don't understand where I'm going.
So you are now a prophet.
I analyze it very well, because I've said his mental strength, you understand? He's somebody that is very smart. But I always blame his trainer. When the White didn't have the mental strength.
But he brought a new trainer prior to the fight. Just a few days to the fight, he brought in Caldwell to assist him in his camp. Yeah.
And they need to know that he has a problem, which they know. But if you are punishing somebody in the boxing match, and you know that you cannot dominate the game, the whole of the 12 rounds, you hit around. When you punish him, you don't need to open up. Just a silly mistake he made. That's why the White lost that fight. Go and watch it.
I watched it, but I watched the fight.
Just a silly mistake. What's one mistake he lost? He just lost the whole thing. The whole good job you have done.
It was an uppercut he got. It could happen to anybody. You understand?
But that day I told you he's going to lose. I told you he's going to lose. You were counting age. Age do not matter. Both of them are young men. They're youth. You understand?
I don't remember having any argument about who wins or loses, as far as that fight is concerned with you. I don't remember that. Thank you so much, Albert, for your thoughts on the show. Keep those calls coming through. 0817 0000951. You can also reach us on 0817. Okay, 0810-9510-951. That's the other number to call. Alternatively, send us your messages via text or WhatsApp to 070-1933-9962. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome to today's Post Live.
My name is Success, first time caller from Zealand.
Oh, congratulations, Success. Good to have you on the show. Talk to us.
You say the Lava is lost last night.
He was beaten like a thief last night. They nearly killed him.
You never talk of a fight. You go think of Tyson Fury.
The man was destroyed by Alexander Povetkin. It knocked him out cold. That kind of knockout that they will give you, and you can't even get up again to be counted. For the 10 count. By the referee. Nobody counted anything. It was just flat there. Like he needed treatment to even get up.
Yeah,
he needed treatment on the ring to get up.
Someone put on Twitter. That was like 2 hours later. Said as Dylan White woken up.
All right, so back to the phone lines. Hello.
Hi.
Good afternoon to you. Today's Post Live. Hello.
Hello.
Is it the Enegua man with the crazy network, Bibi?
No. This is the Enegua man.
With the terrible network.
From Rumo Bayasa.
Rumo Bayasa. Where exactly Rumo Bayasa? Your network is always very poor.
Nah, Etegwe.
Okay. If I come Igbo again, Agodama. All right, let's hear you, baby. Maybe we can make us something from you.
I just want to keep it short and simple. And why it took the time he was supposed to use to train and prepare for my talk.
No, he was actually training in Portugal. He had a training camp for over 2 months in Portugal. Yeah.
He was more in the press shouting, I want to fight this, I want to think out of this, I will beat this. When you keep talking like this, you lost focus. And you see, so that was what happened to Dylan White. The man, all the British people there, when you don't get the fight like this, nobody reaches them again. If you keep shouting, you look at the likes of, Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is a man who don't talk much. And you look at this American, there are American.
But baby, you know that boxing is about the verbal jabs a lot of times too. All these boxers, they talk. Yeah.
Fine. But when you take it to another level, that was what the white that says he go beat and Jesus Christ no go save Tyson Fury.
That was blasphemy.
I just put it beat. I even say and avoid them.
Chop knuckle. Thank you so much, Bibi. I mean, what he's saying is that when you have a big fight like that, concentrate more on your opponent. Don't talk too much so you don't lose focus. It might not necessarily be a question of underrating your opponent, but perhaps the time you should spend in strategizing, being fit and all that, perfecting your plans with your team. You spend it talking too much to the press and the 1,000 day wait, the WBC thing and what have you. Was there where Dylan White missed it?
I don't think so. I think the talking is part of the game of boxing. I mean, it's part of the sport. Whenever you hear these boxers, they want to talk dirty against each other. It just sort of psychs them up and dampens the morale of the other.
All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Hello.
Odo from Echie.
Odo, good afternoon to you. Welcome to today's Post Live.
Yeah, please. I have never loved boxing. When I was very small, I saw people putting on their boxing boots and hitting one another. But because of their program, I want to ask that American who said that that this about Nigerian man is a chicken. Is it the person who was knocked down yesterday?
No. It was Dylan White that was knocked down. He's not American. Okay, he's actually from Britain. Yeah.
Who is very tough? What is his name?
Deontay Wilder.
Deontay Wilder.
He has been beaten already. He was beaten by our brother. By Tyson Fury. Yeah, our brother will fight him sometime, maybe in the future.
I
get checking later. We don't know now. Thank you so much, Odo from Echie, for your call. Thank you so much for joining us, and of course, you guys keep those calls coming through. Let's hear more from you. Dillian White was brutally knocked out yesterday in the 5th round by Alexander Povetkin. And of course, that sort of damaged his chances of facing Tyson Fury for the WBC crown. We have another call on the line. Hello.
Hello, Emeka. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome to today's Sports Live.
This is Mr. Foster calling from Ahoda.
Mr. Foster from Ahoda. Let's hear you, bro.
Mecca, you know, talking is one of the.
It's part of the fight game. I mean,
part of the diet. Part of the
if you don't talk, then it doesn't. It looks like you're not even a boxer.
Emeka.
Oh, what happened? What happened to that call? Please do well to call us back. I was enjoying that call. Do well to call us back. The lines are still wide open. Let's get to hear more from you guys. Alternatively, you can send us messages via text or WhatsApp to 07019339962. Big John is trying to get back across to us. The Big John is back on the line. Big John, good to have you back.
Emeka pity this guy. A bit of cold.
Big John, let me ask you, Big John. In your boxing days, were you ever knocked out in that manner before?
No.
But did you knock any opponent down in that manner?
Yes, I knocked out a Mopol officer that was once boasting he was going to beat me. He even came with his girlfriend to watch the fight. And he actually told her he was going to beat me. I knocked him out flat. Mike called me assistant. And then once again, I cut open the lower eyelid of a boxer from Bayelsa. Make I felt so bad.
But that's the beauty of the sport, you know.
No. I know
that makes the sport exciting. That's what the fans want to see.
Emeka, you won't understand. When you hurt somebody, when you tear, it's not as if, Emeka, we are not professionals, so we are right here in Nigeria.
Amateur, yeah, exactly.
Right now, as I'm talking to you, me being Big John, I know how many boxers I give money to that can't even come to train. When you exert all the energy in the boxing, Emeka, you know what boxers, their training is like. Just imagine jogging from the Alfred Gates Steve City Center to Rumola and coming back through the Eastern Bypass. Emeka, some of them, when they come back, no food to eat. So when you hurt somebody like that, when I tore open the lower eyelid of that doctor from Bayelsa State, see blood gushing out, I was even afraid. I said I've blinded the guy. We should see blood. And it was a normal training day. It wasn't as if it was a competition where you have the first aid people. We were looking for foam to clean blood. See blood gushing out. So, I mean, no, I've never... And I don't want to fight myself.
Well, you know, in his days, Iron Mike derived joy in doing what you just said now. Tearing opponents' faces, beating them black and blue, knocking them out quite easily, you know. That man was a brute in the ring.
The Jonte Wanda not tell you that his hand is so angry, he has not put somebody in the body.
He can imagine, he wants a dead body on his record. Killed one, beat 45, knocked out 28, killed one. You can imagine.
Those people are professionals, so they can say all the things they like. If it is presently showing the fight between Dillian White and Povetkin now, Emeka, there's a picture you and me took in the studio. I was about to punch you. One of these days I'll come to the studio and punch you because
I beg you. Now prison they go so.
That's what a whole lot of you do. You have not tasted box, but you keep laughing at this box.
No. You know, they are doing their business and they talk too much, you know. Sometimes they don't match words with action. That's the problem.
They talk too much. Right from the days of Muhammad Ali, they talk too much.
You can imagine.
That's too much. It's true.
All right. Thank you so much, Big John, for joining us once again.
Yeah.
Right, of course, that was the Big John right there. Let's see if we can take a few more calls before we talk about basketball and move on the show. The lines are still open. Let's get to hear more from you guys. The main issue is the devastating knockout of Dillian White by Alexander Povetkin yesterday night in London. And of course, that means his planned title shots at WBC champion Tyson Fury will be delayed for much longer because he's eyeing a rematch with Povetkin. If he loses the rematch, it could just be the end of Dillian White. You never can tell. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Have a caller. Hello.
Please, I call back. Tell your great men to write down the name of Big John so that he will not come and blow you.
No, he won't try it. If he tries it, prison in the go now.
He's just joking. It's a joke.
He will not try it. He's my friend. He will not do such a thing to me, you know. All right, thank you so much for your call. Let's shift our attention to basketball on the show this afternoon, and we can report that Giannis Antetokounmpo collected 35 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists to drive the Milwaukee Bucks to a 121 to 107 points victory over the Orlando Magic yesterday. The win saw Milwaukee take a 2-1 lead in the Eastern Conference Playoff Series ahead of Game 4 on Monday. Now, let's look at how some of the players performed in that encounter. DJ Augustin scored 24 points for Orlando Magic. He also added 6 assists, while Gary Clark had 8 rebounds. While for the Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis Antetokounmpo scored a massive 35 points and 11 rebounds. Eric Bledsoe had 8 assists there. These are the top performers for the Milwaukee Bucks. In the other matches played last night, we saw Dallas Mavericks lose to Los Angeles Clippers by 122 to 130. Of course, the Clippers won that one by 130 to 122 points. Elsewhere, Miami Heat, they did defeat the Indiana Pacers 124 to 115. Oklahoma City Thunder needed an overtime to beat. They needed an overtime to beat Houston Rockets 119-107 after the game ended 104 at regulation time. Of course, they had to go into overtime to secure that one. And LeBron James, of course, was the star man for Los Angeles Lakers, who breezed past Portland Trail Blazers 116 to 108. James scored, I think, 35 points in that encounter. Yeah. And let's quickly bring you up to speed. Okay, 38 points, a massive one there for LeBron James. And elsewhere, can also let you know that later this evening, okay, let's forget about, later we'll talk about the fixtures coming up later today, but let's look at how the teams have performed so far. And for the Lakers, they have a 2-1 lead over the Portland Trail Blazers. Yes? Yeah. Over the Portland Trail Blazers. Yeah. Damian Lillard was impressive. The likes of CJ McCollum and Nurkic, not forgetting the old man himself. We're talking about Carmelo Anthony, but it wasn't enough as they were blown apart by the Lakers right there. Let me start with you, Nathaniel. Yeah. Los Angeles Lakers, they are the team to beat, right? Yeah. And of course, they now have a 2-1 lead. Yeah. They were trailing 1-0 at some point. The first game, they lost to the Trailblazers, but of course they have bounced back to now lead 2-1. Do you see them going all the way to win this series?
It's gonna be a tough challenge. It boils down to the last fixtures of the game, because looking at the Trailblazers, they are doing well, if not to the injury Lillard had during the second game.
An injury in his finger.
Yes,
fractured his.
He really slowed down his
index finger.
Yeah, he slowed down his performance yesterday. If not, it was just a close. It's a tight winning for LeBron James and his colleague out there. So it's going to be a tight one for them to
But do you see them eventually scaling?
Yes, they will definitely, because
just to add about that man Damian Lillard, it's quite impressive that even with the dislocated left index finger, he was able to contribute 34 points for the Portland Trail Blazers. And not only that, he also got 7 assists in the night yesterday. A brilliant player he is, I tell you, Emeka. And it was just, I think for LA Lakers, it was more of a all-rounder and then the extra package of LeBron James, because LeBron James was brilliant yesterday. He was absolutely brilliant for the Los Angeles side, and I think he's one of the reasons why they are at that particular point in time. But the game is still very open. Right now, LA Lakers are leading 2-1. I think the very next game, it can go the way of Portland Trail Blazers, because I saw that game, and Portland Trail Blazers, they gave their all. They were blazing. That's just the truth. But somehow, the result did not go their way. Just like Nathaniel said that he feels Portland Trail Blazers will go through. Well, I think LA Lakers will go through, because I'm a big LeBron James fan and I love what I've been seeing. I love the fact that they are playing. They are actually getting the results. You see, that's what matters most. You don't have to play well for you to get the results. And if we say it in football, we say in football, when you play dirty and get the results. Point, even if it's 1-0, no problem, you get the win. And that's what happened for LA Lakers. They know how to get the results. The first game was really, really terrible. I think they've bounced back, and it might just be all the way up from here. And that man, LeBron James, he keeps getting the he keeps getting the records. You look at I think last night he became number 3 in the NBA's 3-point all-time record. Number 3. Just I think there's Klay Thompson just behind him. Steph Curry is the one on top of that list. I can't remember how many, but then that's to show you how impressive he is when it comes to the playoffs.
All right, let's go elsewhere and let you know that Chris Paul drilled a 3-point heave as part of a 12-0 run to open overtime as the City Thunder beat the Houston Rockets 119-107 in Game 3. Now, Paul finished with 26 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists as a 3-guard lineup worked wonders for Oklahoma City Thunder, who now trails the series 2-1 ahead of Game 4 on Sunday. That, of course, they are still thrilling here, but somehow they performed well yesterday to get one on the board there via overtime. And let's also bring you up to speed with what happened elsewhere. Indiana Pacers, the team Nathaniel tipped earlier to go all the way. They are up against Miami Heat. They are up against Miami Heat, and we can let you know that Bam Adebayo had a hoop, 2 offensive rebounds, and 3 free throws down the stretch as the Miami Heat built a 3-0 lead over the Indiana Pacers in the Eastern Conference first round series, thanks to a 124-115 points win. 3-0, one more win and the series is over. What went wrong with your boys, Nathaniel?
Emeka, I must say the truth, I really felt disappointed watching the game yesterday. Yesterday, I thought my main man, we stood up to the occasion, after being beaten twice in their opening game, I thought they would bounce back, but the heat of Bam Adebayo and the combination of Butler was just too tough on them, and they just run through Oladipo and TJ Warren just to get the winning just like that, man. I was really so disappointed, and I was looking forward to that game that's going to be a title encounter for them, but it is over. I think it's over. There's no way coming back on that one.
But just to add, I mean, seeing that Nigerian combination,
man, it's so super.
I tell you, Bam Adebayo, and then there's also a certain Victor Oladipo at the other end. Oladipo himself contributed.
They have Nigerian names,
Nigerian somehow there's Nigeria inside there. Probably the Tigers will go for them. We don't know, but then having Victor Oladipo get 20 for Indiana, Bam Adebayo on the other side of the on the other side was just doing his thing for Miami Heat. I never gave Indiana Pacers a chance. I know Miami Heat. I knew from the start that Miami Heat were going to get through to the next round. It's going to be a clean sail. I don't think the next game Indiana Pacers will be winning. It's going to be 4-0 and game over already.
They have no defensive structure.
One win away from booking a place in the conference semi-finals right there. Let's look at a team. A lot of people have equally tipped to win the title. They lost in the final last one. And the conference final last year. Giannis Antetokounmpo and his Milwaukee Bucks side. They are leading 2-1. Yes, against their opponents Orlando Magic. Now, the man scored a massive 35 points to power his side to that 2-1 series lead.
Yes.
How far do you think they can go this time?
With the motivation on their side right now, it was quite surprising that they lost the very first game to Orlando Magic.
The same way Lakers lost their opening game.
But with the man finding his feet now, I could see what he did. I think that was yesterday, 2 days ago. It was a beautiful one there. I still stand with the Milwaukee Bucks to make it to the finals. I still stand with the Milwaukee Bucks.
All right. Osas says he will be putting his money on the Milwaukee Bucks to make it to the finals. Okay, we'll wait and see. Later today, we will be seeing the Philadelphia 76ers up against Boston Celtics. That one is slated for 6 p.m. Dallas Mavericks will do battle with Los Angeles Clippers. That's going to be an exciting encounter by 8:30 p.m. Brooklyn Nets are facing the champions Toronto Raptors by 11:30 p.m. And I think there should be one other game for early morning tomorrow.
Breaker, why try to get that game? Just to add about the Toronto Raptors, they had their head coach, that man Nick Nurse, named as the coach of the year. Won the NBA coach of the year for the very first time. I mean, you look at his rankings in the 2019-2020
If you win
season.
the title, who denies you the coach of the year?
I tell you. and the fact that he's I want to say, this is just his second season as an NBA head coach. So somehow he's a rookie on the job. And for him to get this far with Toronto Raptors as a rookie, I mean, massive for the man. Nick Nurse, I think the future is really bright for him. And hopefully, hopefully we're going to be seeing Toronto Raptors just go straight up and probably go on to do probably doubles and who knows, trebles as well.
Wait and see. But trust me, the Lakers will be very keen to get this title. Or maybe the Milwaukee Bucks with Giannis Antetokounmpo. The match I told you about is between Utah Jazz and Denver Nuggets later in the early hours of tomorrow morning by 2 a.m. Okay? So that's it for the NBA playoffs. It's heating up. And I'm sure by this time next week, we'll be talking about the semifinals. Would have been done with the first round, and we'll go to the conference semifinals. Remember, the winners of each conference will meet in the finals proper. It's the best of 7 series right there. And for Miami Heat, they are just 1 win away from booking a place in the conference semifinals right there. In the meantime, let's go to the phone lines, take more reactions from you guys. But before I do so, before I go to the phone lines, I want to get your overall pick here. Which 2 teams do you see playing in the finals? Victor, let me start with you.
I think Milwaukee Bucks.
Against?
That is that's really dicey. Emeka, I think you should probably go to the next person. Let me get my let me get my thoughts.
All right,
I know Milwaukee Bucks will be there.
Milwaukee Bucks from the Western Conference,
yes.
Right? Okay, how about the Eastern Conference where we have the Lakers?
Oh gosh,
probably the Lakers. Probably, but it's not yet sure. I'll just go with Lakers. So I say Milwaukee Bucks versus Lakers. So I get to see that game between Giannis Antetokounmpo and that man
LeBron James. Yeah.
All right. Osas, what's your own pick?
Yes, definitely. I see Milwaukee Bucks making it.
Where is he? Where is he? You have a crystal ball?
No, I've always loved them, and I actually see them making it to the finals. Then for the opponents, I'll give it to either LA Lakers or Miami Heat.
Okay, because they are beating.
Yes, they are.
Indiana Pacers quite very early this time around.
Yes, yeah. Actually.
All right, Nathaniel.
Yeah.
Who are your picks for the final?
Come on, I'm going to take Toronto Raptors in the final. Then from the other end, LeBron James, LA Lakers. It's going to be a huge final because those guys they are doing well right now. The Toronto Raptors, despite them losing was that his name, Hawking? I mean, sometimes the coach find a way to make sure that he get his ass guided again and putting them to the second spots in the seed of the Eastern Conference.
So you're taking Toronto Raptors and which team?
Toronto Raptors and the Miami Heat. I beg your pardon, LA Lakers.
LA Lakers or Miami Heat?
No, LA Lakers and the Toronto Raptors in the finals.
Okay, that's in the finals.
Yeah.
Okay. Unfortunate. Wait. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to confirm. Okay. LA Lakers. Toronto Raptors.
Yeah.
That would be a massive final, right? Yes. Be very, very massive. The defending champion up against LeBron James and these guys. But the man that made them tick last time. Kawhi Leonard is no longer with the champions. But let's see how it pans out. That's your own prediction for the final of the NBA. And we would love to hear from you guys out there. Which 2 teams do you see playing in the final? We're giving you the results so far of how the playoffs have panned out from the various conferences. And we want to hear from you. Earlier, we did talk about Dillian White's brutal knockout. He was knocked out cold by Alexander Povetkin yesterday night, in London. And it means he will not have that chance to fight Tyson Fury, as early as plan there. But if he wins the rematch, hopefully for him, he will get that shot there. But in the meantime, his hopes are dashed as far as that one is concerned there. In tennis, Ken Nishikori has tested positive to coronavirus again. The second time in less than 2 weeks, the man is testing positive, and is the doubt now for the US Open, which begins in 8 days' time. Let's get to hear from you what you make of what we've discussed so far. 0817 0000951, 0810 9510 951. Those are the numbers to call, and we'll be live here on the show Today Sports Live. Alternatively, you can send us messages via text or WhatsApp to 070-1933-9962. That's 070-1933-9962. Let's hear from this caller. Hello. Hello. Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you clearly.
All right. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Elele. I'm Emmanuel Chief.
Okay, let's hear you.
So based on what you thought, I think this pandemic has really caused a lot of harm.
Really sorry about that. We lost that call. They do well to call us back if you can. Your line wasn't even very clear. I was struggling to hear you clearly right there. But do well to call us back. The lines are still wide open. Let's get to hear more from you. Alternatively, you can send us messages via text or WhatsApp to 070-1933-9962. The number to send your text messages to. Or you call us on 0817 0000951 or 0810 9510 951. Talk tennis, talk basketball, and of course, you talk boxing. Where Dillian White was knocked out yesterday night by Alexander Povetkin, the 41-year-old Russian, right there in London. What do you make of that brutal defeat White suffered yesterday? Let's get to hear from you. In the meantime, let's go to the text message portal. Victor?
Skipo says Nishikori test positive for COVID-19 is a pointer to the fact the organizers should cancel the tournament. US is the epicenter of COVID-19. Why do they want to mess up this game? Oscar KJ from Port Harcourt says Wimbledon organizers will definitely regret not hosting the event this year because there will be the only Grand Slam to miss out this year after a hasty decision to cancel it. The EPL, the Championship and British Grand Prix all held in England. Some tennis players are soft-minded. The US Open has not even, this message says the US Open has not even started and players are already testing.
Even backroom staff are also testing. 2 people tested positive too, non-players.
So please tell them to cancel the competition. And anonymous person went for that to say, is there any Formula One race today?
No Formula One race.
Formula One
the next race comes up next weekend in Spa, Belgium.
Yeah. And this message says, Emeka, they don't just have Nigerian names. Victor Ladipo played here in Lagos and left from this same Lagos. The message came in from Ken. And Ken went for that to say, Laurie and Pascal Siakam versus LeBron at the playoff final. Box can't do it. Giannis is a kid. He's got no champion spirit.
All right. Thank you so much for your messages. And of course, Bama Debayo and Oladipo are not yet playing for the Tigers at the moment. But we hope somehow we'll bring them into the team. They will add value to the side. Although we have the brothers. What's their name now? The two brothers who
now the name just
I think one of them plays for Portland or so. What's his name now? I keep forgetting.
We'll get that.
Yeah, they are actually brothers. They play in the NBA at some point, but one of them is still in the NBA. They play for the Tigers. How? How can you forget that kind of name? Well, one of the Tigers' big boys, no doubt. But in the meantime, let's go back to the phone. Let's take more reactions and we talk football. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome to Today's Sports Live.
Okay, good afternoon, Rebecca.
All right, your name and the location?
My name is Chinedu. I'm calling from Rebecca.
Good to have you on the show. Chinedu, talk to us.
I want you people, please. If you people know the award, let you people advise him not to try to secure. Please do that, I beg.
We should advise Dillian White not to try Tyson Fury, right?
Make him forget about that one.
Okay.
Please.
All right. Thank you so much. We'll try and get your message across to Dillian White. If you can lose in this manner to Alexander Povetkin, then what will Tyson Fury do to you? That's what the caller is saying there.
But
is it done that way?
The name you should be getting is Ike Diogu and his brother.
No, not Ike Diogu and his brother. Ike Diogu doesn't have a brother that plays big time basketball. Farouk Aminu and his brother, yes, Alade Aminu. Those are the names I was looking for then. But in the meantime, let's go back to the phone. Let's get more reactions from you guys. Which two teams do you see playing in the NBA Finals eventually? The playoffs are well up and running. LeBron James and his LA Lakers side, they are 2-1 up now against their opponents, the Portland Trail Blazers, in the best of 7 series in the Eastern Conference right there. Do you see them going all the way with James, Anthony Davis, and the big boys in the side there? That's what we want to hear from you right now. You can also talk to us about Dillian White, who was knocked out yesterday, positive again for coronavirus, ahead of the US Open, which starts in 8 days' time out there in New York. What do you make of that? Should the tournament still go ahead? Let's hear from you. Okay, 0817-0000-951. You can also reach us on the other number, 0810-9510951. Alternatively, you go to the text message line. The number there is 070-19-33-9962. That number will also serve for your WhatsApp messages. And on Twitter, we are Today FM 951 at Today FM 951. Okay, Victor Oriahi is here in the building. His handle is at Victor Oriahi, and of course, you copy him. He will read your messages on Twitter real time here on the show. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with all the big football stories after this time.
With my voice, here to win. Hangs it up for Ronaldo. Oh,
Experience the glorious goals rush. The heated verbal jabs and even moments of madness. Experience the sensational swings, strokes and shots. The moments of victory and despair. Experience lights out on a majestic night in Singapore and a whole lot more.
On your premium talk news and sports radio station.
Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. Listen to Sports Attack every weekday, Tuesdays and Sundays for a bumper edition of Today Sports Live from 1 to 6 p.m. Experience sports in its entirety on your premium talk news and sports radio station. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.